Hey y'all, Rick Sky here, and I want to do a quick Vellgoo Dehumidifier initial impressions video. So for starters, this is Energy Star, so that typically means it's probably energy efficient. I've had it plugged in for an hour or so. I'm in a 2,000 square foot basement. Humidity about an hour or so ago was 72%. It's already gotten it down to 61%, so that's pretty phenomenal. Although this is not a smart dehumidifier, meaning that you can pair with an app, it does have a nice, I guess, LED display. You can see that smiley face there. I've got it in the mode to where it should maintain comfort level for humidity. This is the included hose. You can see here, I'm going to get it up close and you'll see some water dripping. See that water draining? And this hose comes with it. There goes a big squirt. See that? Draining down the hose. I like the fact that it included the hose, and the hose is see-through. So it's a visual acknowledgement that your dehumidifier is doing what it should do, and that's removing humidity from the space. In my case, my 2,000 square foot basement. So I'm just using this. Optionally, you could use a garden style hose, but what's interesting, and by the way, expand this video's description and click the link there to find where to order the Vellgoo online, but you can get one with a pump. So if you're not like me, see, I've got an integrated drain in the floor, so I don't need a pump because there's something called gravity. You see, gravity starts up here. This water starts up here. Whee! And because of gravity, it drains. Now, I haven't, you can see here, water's going down there. So even with a slight incline, like I've got here, just because how I rested the hose, it kind of goes up just a little. Even with a slight incline, because of gravity, this water builds and then it pushes that water out. Optimally, you could just cut the hose and drain it straight down. I haven't cut the hose yet because I want to use this dehumidifier for a few weeks, make sure it works as promised, and then I'll cut the hose and basically just have, well, actually, I may not even cut it because there's value of keeping your dehumidifier away from the wall. So I'll probably just, it's working even with that slight rise there. I could put something heavy on top of that to hold it flat with the floor, but it's still working, so why worry about it? Obviously none of the water's backing up into the hose up here. But yeah, initial impressions, very nice looking unit. And I do want to mention, I did purchase actually not one, but two of a competitor's dehumidifier, and I won't mention the brand because they did provide excellent customer service, but the competitor, I ordered one, it was defective, it wouldn't get the humidity down, and then they sent me another one and it was also defective. So I'm like, okay, what am I going to get? And that was one that was quote unquote commercial dehumidifier. So then I found this one. I wanted something that would work with my space, 2,000 square foot basement, but 2,000 square feet with tall ceilings. So I upsized this one, and by the way, expand this video's description and click the link there to find what I ordered online and the detailed specs. But this one I think claims up to 5,000 square feet. So this should be plenty good size to properly dehumidify my basement. And since I've been rambling my trap, it's already dropped to 60% humidity. So optimal, I think the optimal range for comfort, and I'd have to check, I think it's between about 45 and 50%. So based upon how quickly this has gotten this already down to 60%, I'm excited to see how quickly it'll get it down to the 45 or 50. And not just get it down to that, but how well will it maintain that humidity? Because that's why I put this down here. I want something that'll keep the humidity down in the basement, because humidity can destroy fabrics. It can destroy all types of materials. And if you've got high humidity, it can cause mold to grow. It can do a lot of nasty, mean, nasty, and vicious things. Humidity is not a good thing. So we'll see how this dehumidifier works. So far, so good. Vellgoo. Funny name, but man, it looks nice, and I mean, it's already getting the job done. And like I said, you can optionally attach a garden style hose, but I like this included hose because see, it's see-through. So if you ever question, hey, is that dehumidifier removing humidity from the room? Just look at the hose, man. Hose don't lie. Hose don't lie. Hose don't lie. That's right. So very nice that it came with the hose. One thing else I wanted to mention too that made me very happy when I received the box, and it had on the outside it had security tape, so it could, you know, it would tell you if somebody had opened it before you. Also, when I opened the box, everything was neatly packed. The hose was zip tied together, so if somebody had used the hose, they would have had to cut the zip ties. So this unit was definitely brand new, and that's just you know, further enhancing my peace of mind, making me feel that hopefully I purchased the correct dehumidifier for my basement. But you know, this is just the initial impressions video, but like I said, the product speaks for itself. I mean, I can see water dripping, that humidity, it's sucking it out of the room. And like I said, it's already gotten it down to 60%. So this is just the initial impressions video, but subscribe, ring that bell, and check out my follow-up review video, because I'm going to continue to post follow-up reviews. Obviously, I've only been running it for a few hours now, and it's already gotten it down to 60% humidity, but I mean, the follow-up reviews ultimately are more important than the initial impressions video. But I did want to post the initial impressions video for this Vellgoo dehumidifier, and I've got, you can see an old one of, not the dud dehumidifier off camera. That one actually worked well, but it was not sized quite large enough for my basement, taking into account the high ceiling. So this one, this Vellgoo should be, and even though this Vellgoo is not marketed, at least to my knowledge, it's not marketed as a commercial dehumidifier, I can tell you this thing is running circles around the quantity 2 commercial dehumidifiers from another brand that I got. Like I said, both of that other brand, they were defective. So I don't care if they call it commercial, I don't care if they call it comical. If it gets the job done and it sucks that water out of the air, like I said, I got my hose. I can see my hose. Look at that. See-through hose. Look at that. And it's running down there. Like I said, I got that little rise, but even with that rise, that water is going down. See, boom, right into the drain. And one thing I did want to mention, if you don't have a drain in your basement or wherever you're installing this does have a bucket in the front. So optionally rather, you could use the bucket. And you know, likewise, if you needed to run it outside, maybe you don't have a drain in your basement, but you want to get a garden hose and run it outside the drain, you know, that's an option as well. And then, like I said, there's also the other unit, which I've linked it within this video's description too. There's one that's got a pump. So if you're not in a situation where if you're not in an environment where gravity can allow the water to drain down the hose, you can choose to get the pump option of this dehumidifier. But I'm very, very happy. Looks good. And like I said, already down to 60%. So initial impressions for Vellgoo, very good. Vellgoo. Thanks for your viewership. Be sure to subscribe and ring that bell, and check out all my other videos too. Y'all have a good day. Hey y'all, Irix Guy here. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please be sure to subscribe to my channel, and when you do, ring that bell icon to be notified whenever I post another video. Thanks for your viewership, and y'all have a good day.